talking to Nicole Ari Parker, and she's just telling us how much she loves BLS.
I do. You know, I went to NYU. I lived here
Yes.
for 13 years.
Yes. Why did you leave?
Well, there's a big African-German named Boris Kojo
Ow! See, you know, I didn't want to open the conversation talking about your man. See? We're going to circle back around to that.
Okay.
But I want to find out what's going on with you and this streetcar named Desire.
Yes, I'm in rehearsal right now. Tech rehearsal. You ever heard of tech rehearsal?
Break it down for me.
Tech rehearsal is the last week before you open, you start your previews, and it's 12 to 12. Okay, when Blair comes up here, when you guys get an interview with Blair, ask him about tech rehearsal. It's intense, but it's great. You know, you're hitting all your cues, and the lighting designer and the sound designer has to make all their changes and
see, it's so much behind the scenes we have no clue about.
I had no clue. This is my debut.
Right. So you've never done Broadway?
I've done theater,
right.
But I've never done Broadway. Like this is full-scale Broadway production.
Okay.
And it's not a musical. You know, the play is a straight play.
Right.
But
it's a pretty intense play.
It's a pretty intense play.
Right.
In fact, it's like a musical without the score because Tennessee Williams writes. I mean, my character speaks in arias.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Blanche DuBois.
Oh, wow.
The two DuBois sisters, Stella and Blanche. And I'm playing Blanche. Daphne Rubin Vega is playing Stella. Okay. You know, she was the star of Rent.
Yes.
Back in the day. And Wood Harris.
Yes. So this is an all-black cast.
And of course, well, and Blair Underwood.
And Blair.
It's not an all-black cast. You know, the neighbors upstairs, they're Hubbles. They're white. They're white. And Stanley's friends, one of them is Latino.
Right.
And,
but meaning the main characters.
The main characters are African American, but the two sisters are free people of color in New Orleans. They're kind of, you know, Creole.
Right.
So you know, a lot of people have some of the purists have said, well, how do you translate Tennessee Williams with a black cast? I mean, it's set in the South. It's written in 1947.
Right.
You know, there's the plantation that they're supposedly lost. There's Blanche's boyfriend that her college sweetheart that she talks about. That's a Texas oil millionaire. There's a lot of purists out there that are like, it's not going to work. So you know, I have to research, right? So I found, not only did I find black millionaires in the Deep South in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Get your pens and paper out.
Go girl.
Teach your kids your history.
Go girl.
The first oil refinery was owned in Shreveport, Louisiana. The first one in that area was owned by a black woman.
Are you serious?
Odessa Strickland, people. Odessa Strickland.
Odessa Strickland.
Yes.
As we wrap up the tail end of Women's History Month.
Okay,
that's hot. That's hot.
So so and then there was like Williams, Madison McDonald, and Jacob Lee Simmons. I mean, millionaires. And we think of, you know, our high in the inner city, we made a lot of money in those times up in Detroit and Chicago and owned businesses, but we still think of the Deep South as impossible for us to thrive. Right. And we thrived. I mean, there's Southern legacies, you know, families with money that really made a life for themselves and owned land and property and mansions and had, you know,
that's amazing.
A staff.
That's amazing. Not many of people of color go to Broadway plays. We think it's, you know, we go, but then it's not, it'll be like a drop-off. What can be one draw that will bring people out for real to come and see this play? Besides Blair Underwood taking his shirt off? Oh, there you go. Okay, ladies, a shirtless Blair Underwood, and you know Boris is going to be somewhere in the audience. I'm just saying. Well, I think, you know, you got to remember, this isn't a new play. Right. And yet, but it's new to a lot of us. Well, we may not have seen the original or even the revamps. Well, you know, in high school they teach Tennessee Williams. So I'll go back home to Baltimore, and high school students, you know, getting on the bus home from school are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that play. We studied it in English class. You know, so it's a classic American play. Now, the interesting thing is that African Americans, we are loyal, you know, and when we're doing something, we support each other. We really do. With our dollar, we really support each other, and that's a beautiful thing about our community. So I think once the word gets out there and we keep doing things, and thank you BLS for having me on, people want to come see, you know.